My name's John Deery. I'm 63 years of age. I started around 50 years of age whenever I was 4 stone heavier, and I completed several marathons. People won't know me, but I actually had a very serious heart attack whilst I was completing the Belfast Marathon there. At just over the half marathon mark, there was a cardiac, a ward sister of a cardiac ward in Royal Victoria Hospital was immediately there and available because she was looking out for her niece. I didn't go right down immediately. She said I leant against the bars as if I was taking a breath, but then my legs went in between the bars, and she basically came forward and asked a number of people to help her move me into the recovery position, and she checked me out. There was no pulse, and immediately started CPR. They got my heart started, albeit slowly, and Dr. Ashley Diamond was in the control room making the calls frantically. Initially there was the Northern Ireland Ambulance Service. I think they might have St John's Ambulance, but the actual HEMS team, which is the helicopter team, were dispatched, and everybody worked on me, and I was at this scene for quite an extended period, and everybody worked with me and got me into a position where I could be moved then to the hospital, but at that stage I'm telling you this, but I wasn't in this world, if you know what I mean. And I mean, people tend to say, the angels were aligned. My angels were the young lady police constable who called immediately for the ambulance, who asked people to form a cordon around me. No, angels were the three medical professionals who helped me immediately on the day whenever I fell with the CPR. The gentleman with the defibrillation, the defib. The other people, there's a massive amount of people that and they talk about your angels aligned. These are all my angels. I'm here today because of it, and I love running. I've massive friendship group with the running, and but I think you do get, like it was just another marathon for me, as I felt, and looking back on it now, there was signs there that I had missed out.
In the seconds leading up to his heart stopping, he was becoming rapidly unwell. So he stopped talking was the first thing. So the people around him knew this isn't John anymore, because he's a bit of a chatterbox. And then when he actually did go down, the people, the bystanders, came to his assistance. So the sorts of things that would help is first of all to confirm that it is a cardiac arrest. So how do we do that? Just pulse up in the neck, just below the jaw. So you feel for that. If you think that first of all, if you think they're sick, phone an ambulance. The ambulance service then will communicate with us, and we'll get some of our team out to them. So that's the first thing. So if you think they're sick, phone an ambulance and stay with the person who is unwell. If you think it is a cardiac arrest, start CPR. Don't worry about it. Don't try and second guess things. Don't try fumbling around trying to figure out, is that really a cardiac arrest? If it looks like that and you can't feel a pulse, it's because it is a cardiac arrest. Don't second guess, just get going, start CPR and wait for other people to assist you. The other thing really for anybody in that situation, so for the patients, if they recover, it's the dignity that's required. So making sure there's a barrier so that people don't photograph them, don't video them, because it's so difficult for somebody when they survive to look back again, but it's worse on the family. So it's really very challenging for John on this journey, and we have tried to protect him to a certain extent, but it's very hard on a family because they feel they're just constantly worrying now, and so's John. But the family saw it, John didn't, and that's the difference. For participants, for people who are waving people on, The simple example is if you think it's a cardiac arrest, start CPR. Phone the ambulance, start CPR.
This is the race number that you'll receive, and you get this at the expo and the TEC the day before. So your chip is on the back of it here, and there's also a section for medical details. This number matches the registration details. So basically when you enter, whether it's months, weeks before the race, we collate your details, and then once you come to the expo, you'll have like a QR code and an email that is scanned by a volunteer, and then that will match this race number. So once that race number has been given out, that is the last point of call that we will know who is running, say for example as 2000. If you change that after you collect that, we have no verification, we have no way of updating the data. We will not know who that person is. You know, you will hear videos, you'll hear Dawn talk, you'll hear from other people at different marathons. It's so important you don't swap numbers for a health point of view, but also for everybody else around you. You know, if something were to happen, we wouldn't have emergency contact details, we wouldn't be able to phone family, get in contact with friends. But as well as that, if you needed to be treated at the scene or in hospital, we wouldn't have a record of your medical details, and you could be allergic to penicillin, allergies, different things. So please, please, keep your number. If you can't run, don't give it away. We will defer your place on medical grounds.
There's a lot of people take the half marathon for granted. They think it's only a wee run. It's 13 miles, it's not a wee run, it's not an easy run. And I think they should prepare well for it. Don't be going out the night before and having a big heavy steak or a big heavy meal or whatever. Go and have your pasta or that there. And certainly don't be drinking, because you're massively increasing your risk factors if you're actually taking chances like that. So my advice is, like, treat it, it's a serious run. The half marathon is a serious run, the Belfast Marathon is a serious run, and you know, you've done all the preparation. Go through a proper training plan for both, and don't mess it up at the end by taking chances, by going and smoking and drinking and going out late the night before. Get to your bed early, have your meal and all prepared, the breakfast and all prepared, and really it should be okay.